All praise be to the Most High God. I'm going to keep it on my mother's dog, Harley, for a second. One thing about this journey that I've learned is that, well, God is very funny. That's the first thing. It's a couple things I've learned, actually. God is very funny, and God is not a God that makes mistakes, right? I was having a conversation with one of my advisors, one of my counselors yesterday, who doubles as a brother, who doubles as a tertiary father figure, who doubles as a friend. And we were talking about a situation that I had been in, and I was telling him how I was being punished, but not in the sense of getting whooped or lashings or anything like that. But, you know, there's a scripture that says he chastens whom he loves, right? And if he doesn't chasten you, then he deals with you like he deals with the bastard. But for those who are chastened, right, we should rejoice, we should be happy. That last part I'm paraphrasing. That is my own take on that. And he was telling me that I wasn't being punished necessarily, but I was seeing what it was like to have something that I said that I wanted, have it taken away, so that I know that experience. And I say God is funny because this is a brother who's been with me through a lot of this metamorphosis, but he's also been going through his own metamorphosis quietly. And it's funny because we both see that in each other. It's like we'll get to a point where we like, yeah, we know we talking to, you know how you say, oh, I don't want to preach to the choir. That's what some of our conversations be like, and we'll both be like, but I already know you know this. And we do be knowing it. It's not like a condescending thing, but anytime I'm going through a state of emotional flux, there are certain people who I know I can rely on, certain people who I know are going to be staples. And he'll be like, go home. I don't really celebrate Mother's Day. I don't celebrate these holidays, but I do. My mother does, and I try to get her stuff on the day before, right, to let her know I appreciate her. I'm like, hey, I'm not getting, this ain't no gift, but here you go. I got you this book that I've been talking about that you should read. I got you a bottle of wine. Don't mix the two. Do it separate, right? He's funny. Sent me home knowing I didn't want to come home, but sent me home and I received something that I needed to receive. Sent me to Grand Rapids, Michigan to go see my nephew's basketball game, and I stay in Kalamazoo, Michigan, but I left my key fob for this car right here at home, and I drove an hour without my key fob, and I get to the location, and I realized I don't have my key fob, cut my car off, couldn't cut it back on, so I was stranded for about 2 hours. But he sent people who I love and trust to help me. So God is funny that way, right? And I say funny because sometimes they really do be funny. Like when you realize that it's the Most High doing this, you just gotta laugh. Because and my older sister said this, whose will is no safer place to be than in God's will. Just like my mother's dog is sitting there laying, she don't think nothing gonna run up on her. She's safe, she feel protected. She's not worried about anything else. God is like that. Don't Yeshua HaMashiach tell us the birds, you hear the birds, they don't worry about what they gonna eat. She hear the birds too, that's why she done poked her head up like that. They don't worry about what they're going to eat. If the fowls of the sky don't worry about what they're going to eat, then why would you worry about what God is going to give you, what he's going to do for you? Does he not love you more than the birds? King Solomon in all his glory was not dressed up as one of these. Yeshua HaMashiach tell us this, right? We have to remember that on this journey. Excuse me, I got a little muffled there in a minute, for a minute. I muttered my, I don't know, I'm tripping over my tongue. But it's important that we on our journeys realize that God's timing is his timing. And sometimes the timing is funny, sometimes the timing hurts. Sometimes the timing teaches you a lesson, right? Sometimes, Aristotle said this, we cannot learn anything without pain. Paraphrasing that quote. Paraphrasing that. But pain teaches us, it ingrains in us a deeper level of understanding. When you lose someone close to you, that pain is etched into your DNA. You don't forget it. When you break a limb and it's about to rain, you feel it, so you never forget that you broke that limb. When you sin against the Most High God, he'll remind you, not through physically reminding you, maybe so, but more so through showing you, hey, remember you was on this and I delivered you from this? Not to throw it in your face, right? It's a very subtle reminder if you ask God to remind you that way. Like, hey, God, can you make it so that I never depart from you, right? To have obedience to you. He'll help you out. What did it say? Seeking you shall, asking you shall receive, seeking you shall find, knocking it shall be opened unto you. Asking you shall receive, seeking you shall find, knocking it shall be opened unto you. Asking you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it a fifth time or fourth time. Ask and you shall receive. Ask it and you shall receive it. Ask it and you shall receive it. Seek it and you will find it. Seek it and you will find it. Knock and it will be opened unto you. Think about that for a second, right? So if you're trying to get in tune with God, ask God. My brother also told me something yesterday, right? And this is why I say you have to have, King Solomon tells us this as well, you have to keep wise counsel. Like my older brother, my older two brothers are very in your face, but they're very funny. When I say in your face, I mean that they will give you great life advice, wrapped up in jokes, wrapped up in love, wrapped up in hard truth. And it's gonna be like one of them, you ever go to a restaurant, you feel what I'm saying? And they had the meal and the burger come out perfect. The onions is nice and crunchy, but you know they cook. The patty, I don't really do the beef no more because, it's toxins and all of that stuff. So maybe you get you a veggie patty, or maybe you bring a griller from home and ask the chef to cook that thing up for you. I seen my pops do that. He was a different type of brother. And they cooked that griller up for you, that morning stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got you a nice brioche bun. He ain't even wave back. That hurt my feelings a little bit. No, he probably ain't seen me. Anyway, and you get you some lettuce, that thing crunchy. You see what I'm saying? That's a nice meal right there. You got some truth, you got some love, you got some jokes, and you got that life advice. That's how that lays out. Well, the joke that he was telling, or the story that he was telling, was about Bruce Almighty. He was saying that many people didn't realize that Morgan Freeman was the devil. And that he was like, he gave him everything his heart desired. God don't do that. And I was like, hold on, brother, hold on. Because even if that's not 100% the truth, bro, you're right. He gave that man everything his heart desired. God don't do that. He's like, he didn't, not until the end did he ask for God's help. And that's when God showed up. And I had to think about that. Like, God sure don't give you everything you desire, because I've been asking God for 20 million for 2 years and I still ain't. I'm just joking. But look, it's the truth. And I hadn't thought about that. God doesn't give you everything that your flesh desires. He give you the things that your spirit needs. Right? He gives you the things that your spirit needs. So he's funny that way. And I say funny, to me that's funny. Cause you go to God like, Daddy, can I have some ice cream? No, you ain't even ate dinner yet. You gonna ruin your appetite. And we be like, no, I'm not. And you eat the ice cream and you get a stomach ache on an empty stomach. You not eat some ice cream, ruined your appetite. My stomach hurt because you ate that ice cream and you wasn't supposed to. Now you can't get the nutrients that you need. And that's what we want. We want to receive the pleasures of life without actually going through the process of metamorphing, actually developing spiritually. Right? This is important while we read Proverbs. He tells us not to idolize people, the vain things that people have, right? Don't idolize the wicked in their vanity, right? Don't idolize the whores and their whoredoms, right? Enlightenment is painful. Development is painful. Healing is painful, but it's necessary. It's necessary because if you don't heal, you become a wrecking ball of all your traumas, bouncing from one relationship to the next. Imagine if Yeshua HaMashiach was an unhealed person with those gifts. He'd be the devil. He'd have been doing all type of stuff, but he wasn't. He was a child of the Most High God, quite literally. The Master was ascended. He was very peaceful. So peaceful, in fact, I'd be in awe. I don't even know if we say we worship the Master. We serve the Master, right? We serve the Most High God, but Yeshua was, you see what I'm saying? He was giving truth. He was giving love. And he was giving, I don't know if maybe he was cracking jokes. I don't know. I feel like wilding for that one. I feel like he probably was cracking jokes though. But anyway, this is just a little rambling, man, as I sit outside for you all to trust God and know that sometimes his message is going to be a loving message. Sometimes it's going to be a word of encouragement. Sometimes it's going to be a word of truth, of hard truth. And sometimes it's going to be a joke. God is a God of all things. He created the good. He created the evil. He created the light. He created the dark. He created the up. He created the down. He created the left. He created the right. We can't limit God. Somebody say, oh, God ain't funny. God don't crack jokes. How do you know? Because the God I know definitely is a practical joker sometimes. Because I've been in a situation that is comical. But it saved my life. I've been in a situation that was dangerous and saved my life. I've been in a situation that was painful and it saved my life. I've been in a situation that was sad, but it saved my life. Many situations like that over the past 2 years because of the Lord, the Most High, right? And also, adding on to that, make sure that y'all are keeping good counsel, right? Especially for you all who are in isolation. If the devil playing with your mind, you being tested, you don't know who to trust. My brother always says, look at a person's track record, right? And I'll add on to that by saying, don't make up hypotheticals in your mind. Look at what people actually have. What proof do you actually have? So when you're like, man, they probably thinking this and look at the actual truth. Because I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't pay my phone bill. And I was like, people just don't want to talk to me. My brother was like, we don't talk to you, nigga, because your phone be off. I was like, yeah, I didn't even think about that. So we have to move where we at. Because in my mind, I'm thinking people just ain't nobody hit me up. They're like, we don't hit you up because when we do, your phone is off. But my phone is off because niggas wasn't hitting me up. Do you see the paradoxical situation? So now it's like, okay, break this chain. Start paying my phone bill and I'll have more communication. If that's what I desire. Right? I was talking to my big sister yesterday too, and I was telling her about my plans for the future. Again, wise counsel. And she was like, well, you got a decision to make, little bro. She's like, because, the internships is where you really get the shaking and the moving. So you have to decide which internship do you want to go, for this field or for this field. And I was like, wow, you're right. Right? So God will put people on your path, right? Put you in. Come on, what y'all over there doing? What y'all over there doing? Yeah, the war drums? What is this? Riot! 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 Oh my God, that was perfect. That was perfect. Hey, I just need some firebenders. Hey, go give me a skinny firebender. We're going to throw bro up in the air. Hey, man. But look, because they getting kind of noisy, man. Wise counsel, trust God, pay attention to the signs, breathe, and get out your head. Get out your head and trust the will of God. Like one of my other sisters said, there's no safer place to be than God's will. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Harley. Harley, appreciate you. Hey, don't eat that. Because last time you was sick. Why you sit down like that? Like you own something. You see how she just sat down like she owns something? Ain't no bills. You ain't got no car, no what? She said, I live tax-free. It's illegal taxation without representation. And I'm free. I'm an Anunnaki being. I don't. Look how she's sitting. You sitting pretty over there, huh? She definitely a dark-skinned dog. She definitely dark-skinned.